Finally, the SE Electronics T1 review. I'm going to talk about it, test it in the booth, and, produce a full original mini song with it. It's 71% nerdy stuff, and it's coming right up. So, good day and welcome to the Time Preservation Society. I'm Willow Ufgood. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification. Cheers. I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm testing out a new format. I'm going to streamline this video and just get to the parts everyone wants to see. Let me know if you love it or hate it in the comments below. Okay, onwards. The SE Electronics T1 was released in 2024, which was Gladiator 2 and Alien Romulus ago. What is the T1? Why, it's the younger brother of the widely known T2 microphone that was used to record Andy Serkis as he read the Tolkien audiobooks. So what's the difference between them, you ask? The absence of selectable polar patterns, and that's it. The T2 has cardioid, hypercardioid, omni, and figure 8, while the T1 is cardioid only, which is no big deal for the majority of people because cardioid is what most people use anyway. They heart it. Just like the T2, the T1 comes in the exact same case and includes the exact same custom shock mount and a few extra elastics and a mic stand adapter. They look identical except for the two missing polar pattern selectors. The T1 has two switches on its body. A three-way pad switch that toggles between regular, -10, and -20, and also a three-way low roll-off selector that toggles between 80 Hz and 160 Hz. Inside the grill, the exact same titanium sputtered capsule sits waiting for you to sputter some words, lyrics, or sounds into them. This is basically the same mic, just less money. The T1 is a true condenser microphone and as such requires the type of phantom power your grandma always kept in the one cupboard above the stove. You know, the 48-volt kind. The T1 weighs 288 grams, so it has a great weight. But interestingly enough, the T2 weighs 8 grams less, or at least mine does. It measures... Oh, hold on a second, let me find my trusty old measuring tape here. You know, this measuring tape is one of many measuring tapes owned by billionaire brothers Randolph and Mortimer Duke. I think they used it to win some bet. I picked it up from those same brothers, but they'd lost their entire fortune investing in orange juice futures, and were at that time warming themselves by an oil drum fire in Brooklyn, I think. That was back in '83, I believe. Anyway. It measures 146 millimeters wide and 29 millimeters thick. So let's hear it in the booth and try out the switches. Alright, so we're in the booth right now with the T1, and this is what it sounds like in the booth. Very, very dead in here. I'm about 6 inches away from the mic, and this is what it sounds like. So let's go through some of the switches here. Let's go to the high pass. All right, this is the first high pass filter, and check your screen to see where it's cutting off. Let's go to the second one, and now we're on the second high pass filter, and this is what it sounds like. So yep, there's your high pass filter, and back to regular, and we're back on regular, full frequency. And do you know what pad does? But since it's very simple to do, there is a 10 decibel pad. So I can scream really loud and it won't peak. And there is a 20. I'm really yelling. And I'm like really loud right now. Blah, 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 blah. And we're back on regular. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the video. So now you heard it in the booth, and that's it. All right. And I'm back in the control room. Yes. So here's the sound of the T1 with all switches set to normal. Listen to this. Drink it in. It always goes down smooth. I know it doesn't look like it, but I switched to the T2. I absolutely did. This is the T2 with all the switches set to normal. Does it sound different in any way, or is it the same mic? You be the judge. Okay, back to the T1. And we're back on the T1. Did you notice a difference between them? How about we listen to the T2 one more time? And we're back on the T2, of course. I have to point out that this T2 mic here had a brand new capsule put into it a while back. A viewer asked me if he wanted a broken one he came across, and then he sent it to me. Then SE Electronics kindly swapped the capsule and is now as good as new. But maybe it sounds slightly different than a brand new one. So I don't know, but this is the one I have to compare it to. All right, let's switch back to the T1, and this is it. And we're back on the T1 once again. And, of course, I wrote and recorded a mini-song yesterday using only the T1 mic to mic all the instruments and vocals, with the exception of drums. I have no room for a kit here, so VST it is. Also, none of my music is ever written by AI. I do it the old-fashioned way with a pen, paper, and an acoustic guitar. So anyway, this is a good time to grab your headphones. All right, here it is.
The time has come at last for another song about that mic you asked me for. So many questions sent to me all year long, and now here it is. Do you want more? From the fires that forged the one, the titanium mic of legend, comes another that captures that soul that sounds the same yet costs much less to own. We're talking T1. It's like the T2, but it's the T1. Come get your T1. It sounds so good and you'll have loads of fun.
What? You try writing new lyrics about audio gear and mics each week. It's hard, man. The SE Electronics T1 goes for about $350 US. The T2 goes for around $500. So you're saving $150 to go with this T1. I've included a special link in the description below. If you use it, then I get a little commission. It remains the same price for you, but I get a few bucks. So give me the money. So if you want to use that link, I'd surely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Honestly, unless you're recording something that requires particular polar patterns, the T1 is all you'll ever need. So here are my thoughts. The T1 is an excellent mic, just like the T2. Everyone knows I'm a big fan of the SE4400 and the similarly slimmed down version, the SE4100. They sound phenomenal on anything, very smooth and transparent mics. They both have the traditional gold sputtered capsules. The T2 and the T1 mics are equally as transparent, but since they both have the titanium sputtering on the capsule, they're much quicker to react to transients. On spoken word, this mic is superb. Listen to this. What do you think? I'm not doing anything. There's a limiter, but that's it. It's like a blank slate without piercing frequencies that you'll often find in similarly priced mics. Think some cheaper Rode mics like the NT1A and other junk mics like that. The transformerless clarity of this mic makes it perfect to color whichever way that you want, using a preamp of choice or a saturation plugin or however you want to do it. It's like a nice blank canvas. It also takes EQ incredibly well. I tested it out with the real analog EQ on the way in. I was playing with it in the DAW afterwards, and while I didn't end up using a lot of EQ moves, just kind of like low and high pass filters, I did play around with it, and it was taking it no problem. So yeah, it wasn't falling apart like a lot of cheap mics do. On recorded instruments, this thing rocks. Like I said, I didn't use much EQ except for low and high passes. For the vocals, I went through a Hairball Lola preamp and then into a Trident 80B EQ, which is a 500 series EQ, where I just lifted a bit at 12K and 8K on the way in. Perhaps a little too much in retrospect, but anyway, I digress. So yeah, a great mic. I don't love all of SE Electronics mics, but man, do I ever love the 4400 T2 series and their younger siblings. So that's a huge yes from me. I expected that I would love this as much as I do because it sounds so good. Listen to the vocal fry. The transients are fantastic. I fully recommend the SE Electronics T1 mic and urge you to look at this mic before other mics in this price range. And that's it. So sorry I didn't have many jokes in this video. I was trying to make it go faster than usual. Don't know if it worked or not. But here, watch me attempt to cover a fart with a cough. Special thanks, as always, to my supporters here. You've been seeing their name on the screen here intermittently. You get producer credits when you join the Time Preservation Society. How cool is that? It's cool. It's the coolest. Just hit that join button and become a member. Well, that'll just about do it for all of me here at the Time Preservation Society. You're a great warrior and a swordsman, and you're 10 times bigger than I am, stupid. Bye now. In transmission. Thanks, everybody. Hopefully that went faster. If not, then I blew it. I probably blew it. Watch these videos and compensate. Thank you. Goodbye.